What's going on, guys? My name is Teft. Welcome to Tower Talk number 19. We got Blue Westlow here. Say hello, Blue.
What's up? How's he doing?
Oh my God, we got StoryMachine here. Say hello, StoryMachine.
Hello, StoryMachine.
And we got Houndish here as well.
Yo.
These guys are, as they say, across the pond.
We're from the same patch of land in sunny, funny Birmingham in the West Midlands of the United Kingdom.
It's lovely.
Nice. Excellent.
I one day wish I had a voice like that.
I don't know, it's a bit of a curse.
Right?
The saying is, isn't it, Houndish, that 7.5 million people in Birmingham, they all have one thing in common, and that is they all share the same speech impediment.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. I even got a comment on that Soul Stealer claw video saying this guy sounds like StoryMachine. That was quite funny.
My sincere condolences. I apologize.
Oh, man.
I just feel like I'm filming a Dark Souls podcast because
This is totally Dark Souls, right? Yeah. Speaking of Dark Souls. No, never mind. Never mind. We are talking about Destiny today. So, Iron Banner's in town. How's it going for you guys? How's that banner dropping?
Connection seems good. It's not too sweaty. It's been pretty fun. Good loot, so.
I've been on it all day. Like, the first time ever I've sat in the same position and played all day and not wanted to throw the controller or bash my head or scream. Not only is the loot flowing like fine wines, the games are actually fair. You know, there's a fair fight. It's close. They're pretty much close. We've had a couple of games where there's been some severe pasting going on, but the majority of it seems quite balanced, and it's really enjoyable. And lag, although it's present, it's always present. It's not anywhere in the foreground that it usually is.
Bluehead, did you have any experience this week?
I heard the drops are a lot better. The games seem, a lot more fair from the two games I did play. The only thing I think I had a huge issue with was matching up with 6 people. It took me, I literally was in matchmaking with 6 people for like 40 minutes, and we never got a game.
Really?
We had to go with 3 people. With big teams in Iron Banner, though, it definitely feels like the matchmaking is not there, honestly. I think that's a problem that a couple people have already mentioned. The matchmaking has been really weird.
Story and Houndish, did you guys experience the long matchmaking times? Or
No.
actually, okay, were you solo queuing? And
done both.
if so, were you experiencing any long matchmaking times?
I played solo, and it was really, really quick on the matchmaking, and I actually felt like I had a chance. Like, for the first time ever, normally playing solo is a death sentence. You know, if you can't carry the team, then that's it. It's an immediate loss. It's just not just too sweaty, but too unbalanced. I almost kind of wish I had something to moan about, because normally I would be straight in Blue's position. I'd be like, that's my experience of every Iron Banner. My only kind of guess is that maybe things are a little regional, because I know Cosmo posted something up on the Bungie.net pages today saying that things are going to be fiddled with, although you shouldn't be able to tell much of a difference between, you know, any of these different changes that they're doing. So I've always thought that perhaps things are regional, because I know over in Europe and the UK, it does seem very different.
It seems like it's only when Iron Banner comes around for me.
I jumped into regular control, and it took, oh my God, I was doing the review for Necrochasm, and I need to get a little bit more footage, and I jumped into regular control, and it was like just 10 minutes of waiting, and then it was a 4v4. I was like, is there really just 8 people playing control right now? I don't think so. I mean, it would make sense if they're retooling it and messing around with the settings and trying to increase the balance or whatever for solo players, because I think their biggest complaint is from solo players saying it's unfair to queue solo. So why do it?
That's just fair. I guess that's fair. However, we did queue as a team of 3 and come across a team of 6. So who knows?
Well, I don't think they can ever seem to stop that from happening. You're all, like, solo players. We did it in our team of 6. We were playing, I would say, the majority of the time versus solo players.
Yeah, for sure.
Say as well, that seemed to change quite a lot after the April update, because I didn't play any PvP for the first couple of days, but then when I did kind of want to go into regular control and stuff, that was when I was having the real long matchmaking times. But in Iron Banner and kind of the past few days, and in Trials of Osiris as well, everything seems to be a lot quicker. But yeah, I think you do get different results as well sometimes, depending on where you're kind of, like, I played with a couple of friends in the US, and we were finding games a lot quicker than when I've played with guys in the UK. So I don't know if it's just the amount of people playing or skill-based matchmaking versus connection, whatever difference that might make. Yeah, but it seems pretty decent for me so far in Iron Banner. So
there's been a few red bars that are just completely untouchable, and in normal Crucible and in Trials, I hand on heart say that damage referee is absent. It's gone. It's not there anymore. Whereas
I'm convinced it was never there.
Yeah,
it never felt like it was there for me.
The only thing that made me think that there was at least something was all these videos popping up of people being completely invisible, not being able to harm people with weapons, but they could kill with supers. Apex Chris did a video highlighting this, where a friend of his that had a terrible connection was utterly invisible, and he got his friend's perspective as well and edited it together, and that to me looked like a byproduct of damage referee failing miserably.
Now, I wonder if it's just the first day experience, because from what I've experienced with multiple Iron Banners is that day one can feel great. Day one or two can actually feel like, oh, wow, they changed things. It was awesome. And then as you get closer to the weekend, suddenly it's like, here we go, red bar banner.
Yeah,
Ebola banner.
Yeah.
Let's go. It's awesome.
We'll have to keep our fingers on the pulse of that then, because I'm not sure if I'm going to bother trying to get all 3 characters up to rank 5, but if it stays as good as it does today, then I'm going to play it out of genuine want to actually play it. I feel dirty saying that. Normally I'm moaning, it's horrible. But it's been great.
That's great though.
Yeah,
that's great. Once. Also they fixed the bug where the drop rates for the rewards were actually bugged.
Was
which
that
is
really
ridiculous?
A bug, though? Was it really a bug?
I don't know. I mean, they
yeah.
All right, I'm gonna roll with it, but I don't believe you.
Yeah, they like being stingy with the gear. I think that philosophy that it keeps people playing, being really tight with the stuff. And I'm hoping that they've realised that that is not a very good practice.
They've made it to where people want to play for loot now, as opposed to people come back for leveling up. It's not just for the 335. It's for the fact that I could get this item now.
From the Lighthouse, you guaranteed a weapon and a piece of armor, whereas before it was one or the other.
I saw Hey Fitzy's tweet today. He said that from his results from one day, and we all know he plays a lot.
More than
he's
one.
Getting 21. He's getting 21% drop rate, where I think before it was like 2 or 3%. It was insanely low before, and he recommended a 20 to 25% drop rate. So he's getting 21% right now from day one, which is that's great.
Because right now, everyone's playing, everyone's enjoying it, everyone's getting gear, and they're able to tailor the loadouts. That's one of the great things about PvE and PvP is you can tailor your loadout to how you play and what kind of gear you like using. And now there's a choice of stuff, whereas before it was so, scarce that you didn't really have much of a choice.
I don't know. I just think they need to stop cutting content like they have been doing, because they starve themselves and they starve us. And they wonder why they have a content drought issue every year. It's because they keep cutting out old content and feeding us new stuff, when we just kind of, sometimes we want some of the same stuff to do just in the next year.
Because they're fun. In fact, they're a lot of fun to rerun those raids. And if we got relevant rewards, we'd be very happy about that. But
I had a slight suggestion as far as old raids. It's not like you have to upgrade the old raids. Or maybe if you did, what you could do is give us maybe new gear that's only comes at level 3 light.
That wouldn't be...
Cut out old content. And you'd have to
awesome
infuse
idea.
it up to the next year. I would be cool with that if we... if you did a challenge mode Vault of Glass, it's you might not be getting endgame gear, but you can get gear that maybe you want that would get you to a point where you want to be. If there's that badass chest piece from Vault of Glass you want, it's okay, it's not the current year Vault of Glass. However, you can get a level 3 version of it to infuse into next year.
Just the ability to be able to infuse it, and then that would definitely fatten up the variation in the cosmetics and how all the Guardians would look, and to not have Vault of Glass and Crota's End in circulation. That's content that everyone should be playing. It's great content, and to have it locked away it just seems a shame, which kind of makes me believe maybe they are going to bring that back before the next big expansion. That would make sense to me. That would be a clever thing.
I don't think it's going to happen during the summer. I really don't. I think the big expansion is going to hit in fall, and it's going to be, new story and all that. And once again, all this is going to get backseated. Well, in a way, what this Prison Elders update is kind of a water test to see how it feels to bring old content in with like the Taken. Maybe if they still need content after the big expansion and they can't do Destiny 2 just yet, and maybe Destiny 2 has to happen, September of 2017. So maybe what it would be is that they might bring a raid in spring of 2017. Maybe. You guys have been asking for this for 2 years. Here it is. Oh my God. Are you not entertained?
Alternatively, I could see them saving it for the fall update and putting it in the game, being like, "Yo, you can earn like cool gear from Vault of Glass now in year 3 now," and everyone's be like, "Oh my God, Bungie!"
Well, there's a lot of new players coming. Like friends that I've gamed with for a long time on various platforms, PC, Xbox, PlayStation, that have never touched Destiny before, are picking it up now, and I'm like, oh man, where should I start? And I'm like, well, you need to do a Vault of Glass. You can't not play Destiny and not do a Vault of Glass. And the question that they always ask is, well, what's the point if I'm getting gear that's just not usable from it, And I'm like, it's such a shame to like bypass all of that really good stuff. And one of the top level of complaints is, there's not enough content and stuff. And I've always believed that there's enough content. It's just the way that it's kind of sectioned off and made obsolete, and
Well, speaking of reused content, how do you guys like the third week of Challenge Elders? I have personally not done the challenge yet with the melee boost to the score, so hopefully you guys have.
It's probably the most challenging one so far. You have to get a lot more kind of down and gritty with the enemies. It takes longer for sure.
Yeah, the grenades thing was fast. That was really fast, whereas this...
Well, for a warlock.
Yeah, for a warlock, yeah.
Oh, it was so fun last week. I was just giddy. I didn't care if I killed myself with a grenade. I was like, it's fun.
I've done it on all 3 characters, and the loot was a bit... I got basically essentially duplicates, with the exception of a different sniper rifle, but everything else was duplicates, and I got duplicates from all the Varix packages from ranking up by playing it as well. So that combined with the slightly more grindy modifiers and stuff, I was a little bit... And I don't know, I appreciate the whole Prison of Elders thing coming back, because I think it was a very short-lived thing for me. Like, I played it for a while, I enjoyed it, but there was just not much reason to play it, especially when Taken King came. It was another thing that became completely irrelevant and obsolete. So I like going back in there, and I think they've done it quite well with the Challenge of Elders, even though it's a lot easier. But I played Destiny with my dad as well. He's 67, and this whole Challenge of Elders thing is great for him. He can actually do it, whereas the level 35 Skolas, that was just too much for him,
That was a problem.
Yeah.
God, I loved Skolas.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people didn't, and I get they have very fair arguments, but God, that was legit my favorite boss fight.
Yeah, man.
Really?
I enjoyed it.
Year 1, to be honest. I love that fight.
Really?
Yeah.
Favorite boss fight of year 1? Wow. There were still times, like, if you went in with a team that wasn't really coordinated, oh my God, you could spend 3 hours there just on Skolas.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was the thing.
That,
it was 5
no
rounds,
checkpoints.
wasn't it? Yeah, no checkpoints.
It was
in
5
rounds. Like,
and then a 6th round for Skolas. It was painful.
Yeah, the cool thing about the challenge is like 3 rounds. It's like nice and quick.
Another thing I do want to talk about, though, is how underrated the 41 Prison of Elders is.
Oh, right.
Has
I've
anyone
barely
played
done
that?
it.
This
Yeah.
is
I've done it.
I know a lot of
like a
people
couple
haven't
times.
played it a lot, but the 41 Prison of Elders is honestly 10 times better than the year 1 Prison of Elders. The bosses rotate every week.
Yep.
It's not like the same waves over and over and over. There's different waves when you go through it. I think it's really cool.
What kind of drops have you gotten out of the 41?
I mean, I pretty much just do it for the Sterling and the couple extra motes and strange coins.
Is there anything else that'll drop out of there, though?
Blues and maybe a legendary engram.
Like the first run through of a week, like you should get like maybe like I don't know, like a low level Queen's weapon or something. Like
I think it may be a chance at some of these fallen weapons, because like I'm a few of my friends and myself are like, we're feeling that these fallen weapons are really scarce.
Yeah, I've done like gotta be 5 Challenge of Elders already. I don't have a Titan to play it with, so I'm kind of handicapped. But out of those 5, I've only gotten 1 fallen weapon, and it is a very cool weapon. I got a very good scout rifle. It's really cool and it feels good. You color it, it's so sick, but Yeah,
Yeah, I
one
like
out
the
of
color.
five. 1 out of 5 isn't the worst, but I guess maybe they intended that to make those chroma weapons more rare,
Hmm.
which
I haven't seen one
which
yet.
I do enjoy because I do like getting one set of weapons from doing your end game, and then getting like maybe like doing like a rare set that you get from doing it over and over again. And we talked
Yeah,
about
this
that
is
last like 2 podcasts ago,
Hmm.
how we would like what do you call it, main rewards for a game, and then sub rewards that you have to grind for, like with the Fallen
Yeah.
exotics.
Yep.
Because I would not have played Challenge of Elders as much as I did if I didn't know, if they didn't have those fallen weapons. It kept me going back.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're talking about exotics. My bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
I've had quite a
exotic
few of
weapons.
those.
Yeah, the exotics from
Sorry,
Challenge of
sorry. Yep.
Elders. Yes,
Yeah, I've had all of them drop for me.
so 8 hours, dude. I had like this whole salty stream. I had two-part night. I had 4 hours the first night, 4 hours the second night. The first night got no fallen exotics. Second night I got all 3 of them. So who knows? Maybe my RNG is just bipolar. I had so many people come to my chat and tell me that, oh yeah, my first 3 runs I got all 3 of them. I was like, what the fuck? Get out of my stream.
You're like banned for life. Hey, I had an idea. You know what'd be awesome? This would never happen in the Destiny universe, but wouldn't it be sick on level 41? You go down to the bottom, you see the chests, and if you do something very specific and special, randomly one of those chests becomes a mimic, and you defeat the mimic, and you get extra special rewards. Let's go. Wouldn't that be awesome? Dark Souls chest.
I have a problem, Tefty, honestly.
Okay, but real though.
Go
Well,
on,
it's been-
Tefty.
No,
Go on.
That's it. That's all I had to say. I think, yeah, it'd be fun to fight a chest in Dark Souls. Oh, I mean Destiny. Never mind. Sorry. So yeah, we got reused content that's been doing the job fairly well. Prison Elders is working. I'd say overall it's a success. To the revamp and the way the reward system has been. And I'm really glad that they figured out the bug in Iron Banner, the quote unquote bug for the drop rates. Have you guys seen, now that it's been 3 weeks, have you guys seen a decent amount of drops in the Crucible as well?
No,
Just regular Crucible?
I personally haven't. I've got my heart set on one of those overpowered nonsense party crashers, but not a chance. That thing's no.
Oh man, those party crashers. I think I've seen 2 drop for me overall in the Taken King. I think they were on the Xbox.
Yeah, I had one before Christmas and it was useless. It had no range boost, no nothing. How about you, Houndish? Have you had anything decent drop from Crucible?
It feels like the drops are lesser than before the April update in Crucible, and I'd say the same for strikes. I don't know if this is just me and my RNG, but strike-specific loot as well seems to kind of be less regular than it was. I don't know whether they actually changed anything, or whether it's kind of because that stuff can drop at such higher levels now that they're toning it back a little bit or something.
And maybe
like
if you had good RNG before, it's like, no, you're not having it now. Because I had terrible RNG, like strike specific loot, the Titan helmet that looks kind of funky from the Dark Blade strike. I didn't get that, and I had that at 335 earlier this week.
Nice.
Yeah, I got the Dark Blade Spite at 335.
Yeah, I had that as well.
Yeah, terrible roll on it, but it was like, 335 special. Excellent.
Man.
I'm waiting for the Taken Archon Priest to be Nightfall because I want that shotgun, man.
Oh wow.
It's so hard
Yes.
to get it, man. Like you could play like 20 strikes and
You're
get that
absolutely
strike
right.
one time.
So that's what I hear. That strike does not pop up on the heroic playlist for some reason. This week at Bungie fixed a bug where the strike was not popping up as often as it should.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that is it for the Tower Talk number 19 podcast. Thank you very much for joining us and listening. You can talk to me at Teft on Twitter. Catch the streams I do for Planet Destiny Twitch channel, twitch.tv/planet_destiny. And check out my personal streams as well, twitch.tv/TeftyTeft.
My name is Blue Westlow, and I stream on twitch.tv/Blue Westlow. I'm on Twitter, twitter.com/Blue Westlow, where you're probably going to hate me for my opinions, and probably never, but maybe sometime, but probably never, youtube.com/Blue Westlow.
I'm Story, and if you want to check me out and my silliness, you can go to my YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/user/StoryMachine, spelt really weird, so you might want to check the link in the description.
I'm Houndish. You can check me out on YouTube at youtube.com/xhoundishx with all the X's. Same for Twitter /xhoundishx. And add me on Xbox Live at the same if you feel like it.
Beautiful.
See you next week, guys.
Bye.